Okay, beloveds, welcome back again. This is another, hopefully short podcast, episode 3. This is the Oracle Deborah podcast. I am Oracle Deborah, your beloved host. Thank you again for stopping by. Please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate that. Help grow the channel. I know it's going to take some time for me to get some content out there, but I did put up my logo so you guys have to watch my beautiful face all the time. That's the seems thing. um, I've been called that quite a bit, low key, all year long. So I have a whole story behind it. But anyway, again, welcome back to ODP, or the Oracle Deborah podcast. Um, I'm just going to get right into it. I want to make sure that I get something out here prior to Election Day. About what the Democratic Party is pushing and how it seems, people seem so delusional. I don't know if they're delusional or if they're part of the system, but they're still blinded. I'm not sure. But this push, the main push of the Democratic Party is for Black women, you know. We want to make sure you have the right to an abortion. That is the primary go-to and the primary policy, I'll say that, for foundational Black American women. And of course, they'll say this for all women, but no, it's really for us. That is the one thing that the Harris campaign, I told you I won't say her name, the Harris campaign will do specifically to help Black people. And that is to help us kill our babies. That's what this is. Now, maybe back in the 70s, 80s, when I was in college in the 80s, mid 80s, the push back then was, you know, can't force women to have babies. They still say this now. Someone's been raped, well, that was basically it. Like these extenuating circumstances where a woman's been raped and she's forced to carry the child. XYZ. But nowadays they're saying, yes, this is your body and you get to choose, right? Because in the 50s they were going and getting abortions, but they were going to, these hackneyed doctors or so-called doctors, and maybe not coming out of it alive. So I guess they thought this was, this is their chance to have it done in an environment that was clean, that was safe, where the woman can, young girl, let's put it like this, these young girls could do what they needed to do. Now, I literally grew up during the teen pregnancy era, okay? And it was an era quite a bit. The youngest girl that I knew or heard of who had a baby, she was 11. Honestly, people should call that a boomer era as well, because there were a lot of babies being had back then. And I won't get into the reason why it ended up that way. All I saw was my classmates beginning in, it trickled in middle school, but by high school, it was full on. Okay. By high school, you should have at least gotten pregnant, basically. At least that was the energy anyway. So my point is, there was a reason that the Gen Xers were having babies like that. And I think because what I saw was young girls who um, were needing a certain kind of love, and there was also a push on the boys' part in terms of sex, early sex, pressuring girls to have sex. There was that energy there, and these young girls basically. I mean, I didn't understand it at the time. They were treating these babies like they were baby dolls. Like this was their baby dolls, only they were real. You understand? But there's a reason, dolls are a comfort to little girls. And these babies were a comfort to these young women. So abortion was being pushed for basically young girls. Yes, women too, but at that time, not too many women over 30 were having babies. They were having their babies usually in their 20s and generally done by 30. Now, my mother was a little different. She had me older, and she wasn't an anomaly. Other women did, but for the most part, women had their babies in their 20s and generally not too much into their 30s at that time. So I want to transition now over to the eugenics project that was created here in the States and used over in Europe, but it was created here. And it's my insight that eugenics is just evolved into different names, i.e., um, what I would call Planned Parenthood. This is my insight. I'm not saying this is fact. This is my insight. Um, because why else would you keep pushing death? Why are we pushing death on people? If women don't go to Planned Parenthood to have babies, they go to the hospital if they choose to have babies in the hospital. You have Planned Parenthood that is specifically created to abort babies. Now, they say they do other things, they do planning. Come on now, stop playing. Because we know, as an example, if we say we want to lose weight, and these are the things we should not eat, the first thing your subconscious is going to do is crave the very thing that you say you need to not touch. And it doesn't matter how old you are. When the subconscious, this is how the subconscious works. You could have not touched bread for 13 years, and the moment you get into some small circle about, increasing better nutrition and all these things, and the first time the person says, now you know why white bread is not good for you, and the first thing you do is get into a situation and a temptation where you actually end up eating white bread when you hadn't touched it in the past 10 years. This is how the subconscious works. So when they're saying we do other things like Planned Parenthood, how many of these women are literally going to Planned Parenthood and not aborting? I want to know the numbers there. So for me, and not just me, all of us are saying, why are we pushing, not we, why is the Democratic Party pushing death? And you're specifically talking to Black women. Stop playing. Now, you know that other women, brown women, white women, they can do that. I want to know the percentages of how many white women are actually aborting their children. Brown women, how many of them are aborting their children? I drove through this remote town, and it was either in Georgia I guess I was going through this remote area of Georgia into Alabama, so I may have been either in a part of Georgia or in a part of Alabama. I don't know, because I was on some windy road somewhere. And let me tell you, I didn't see a grocery store. I didn't see, a movie theater, but I damn sure came across quite a bit of abortion clinics, a ton of them. It's like when you go into certain parts of the DMV, I don't want to say a city because it could be touchy, and they'll have these little greasy corner stores there, um, or a liquor store there, but no supermarkets. We all know that's a given. I'm not going to say where or whatever. If anyone who lives in the DMV, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. And that's a big push. It's like, why are there no grocery stores in these areas? There's a bunch of greasy stores, not Black owned. There's a bunch of liquor stores, not Black owned. And yet there's still no supermarket. Why? Right? So it goes back to why in these remote towns or even in these big cities, et cetera, are there just a ton of these abortion clinics? I just have to ask the question, what exactly are we saying here? Okay, I just need to know that, because when the Democratic Party is talking to specifically to Black, quote unquote, Black women, but I'm talking foundational Black American women. I'm not talking about this cosplaying Black women. I'm talking about foundational Black American women. You're like, you get the right to do what you want to do with your body. So we want to reinstitute abortion. Like what? This is all you have for us? Let me tell you, I have seen the fruit of the Biden-Harris administration in terms of the money they gave, the billions of dollars they gave to businesses, small business owners. And I'm driving all over the area and I'm seeing not one business that's Black owned. Maybe one new one who's Black owned. The rest of them are for other people. New restaurants popping all over the place, and they're not owned by us. But you are pushing abortion. You're making it seem like you're pushing abortion for women, but that's not what's really happening. And why, as women, why are we as women down for this? Why are we down for this? Abortion is death. Can we just get real here? You're aborting life. And I'm not saying there isn't a reason where those things don't happen, but this is a literal talking policy for a government that's made this the number one policy. This is their platform. Yeah. What have we come to? That's what I want to know. What have we evolved into where the number one policy for governance is death of new babies? Do we not see what is happening over in China where they don't have enough babies? I'm pretty sure I'm talking about the right country, China. And there's so many elderly that they don't have enough youth to carry on their country. And we're over here talking about, we want to make sure you can kill your baby. I'm saying that. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not supposed to say that. We want to make sure you're deleting your babies. We want to make sure you got the right to delete your baby. This is insane. I mean, we talk about how the music industry has become so deplorable. We've pushed the envelope so much that we need to literally come back from the brink of death almost, from the pureness and beauty of music and what it really stands for and what it's really about and what it's really meant for. And yet our government won't push life. We're not pushing life. So we have become a nation of deplorables that don't value life. You don't value life. You don't value beauty, but you value death. I mean, I think we kind of hit rock bottom at that point. In tarot, they call that a freaking tower moment. No, actually, that's just a death card. That's just a death card. And it's so ironic that we are in Scorpio season because the death card is represented, Scorpio is represented by the death. But the death card, in tarot at least, means death of something that no longer serves our highest and good, our highest and best good, and it brings about life, a phoenix rising from the ashes. It's a process. The death and the death card is a process. But the death that we're talking about in this country is a finality. So I just felt like I really need to kind of push this message home. This is really important that I say this. This is not that anybody needs to hear it. You're hearing it a lot. I just feel compelled to be able to push this message out prior to tomorrow, prior to voting day. So the people, someone, somewhere, can maybe just, you know, see this from a different perspective. Um, or maybe some light bulb can come on, or maybe they could just, their eyes can be opened in a different way, or some scales can fall off in some shape, form, or fashion. I just feel compelled to say, please, can we stop pushing death in this country and start promoting life? Can we do that? Can we not get lost in the legalese? This is why the Christian church is a joke right now. Who in the Christian church is actually saying, what are we doing? A few here and there, a trickle, a remnant. But the church has been muffled. Why? Because they can still tax free. What a price to pay for your voice, for your influence, over the masses as well. And no, we don't want the church as of the church of the old days brainwashing the masses. But surely, if you were willing to pay taxes just so that you can speak your voice, how powerful would that be? What a difference you would make. And because the system is set up the way that it's set up now, this is why grassroots media has had to explode on the scene and override the voices of traditional media. And they're literally on air crying that people are not listening to them anymore. Why would we listen to you? Why would we listen to you lead us down the road to destruction? To tell us it's okay to delete babies just haphazardly, not really because of some life or death situation, but just because we're talking life here. And I know that life matters because George Floyd's life mattered. What was his name? Freddie Gray, Breonna Taylor. I want to say Castile. Can't think of his first name. Something Castile. So many of us. Those lives were taken, and it hurt our community. It hurt us to the core. And I'm sorry about missing out on names of people. You all know these names. I know them too. When I get off camera, I remember a lot of them, a lot more of them. But you get my point. The kid, his last name is Brown. The kid, the kid with the hoodie, come on, I'm a little older, so the names don't come to me when I'm in my flow on a spot like this. But you get what I'm saying. Those lives matter. So why would not the lives of an unborn child not? I just want us to think about what we're doing and the karma we are heaping on our own lives, the lives of our family, because karma goes down the bloodline and beyond the bloodline. It goes, karma can, we come into this life with past karma. So it goes well beyond the lives here, your life here. I don't want to reap that kind of karma for myself. And the women who are opting to have their babies, whether they are out of wedlock, which really should not be a shock anymore, but I don't know why people are making it a shock. They're the ones that people are coming after. The people don't want to help. The people who are looked down on. The people the women who are, walking around as if they have a scarlet letter on their chest. These are the brave women who have the babies, who take care of their babies. People make it seem like those teen moms just stand on welfare. No, I see it. A lot of them raise their children perfectly, very well. So that's another lie. I knew a ton of teen moms, and they fed their babies. They took them to school. They clothed them. They were doing well. They had help with their families. Stop playing. That's why we're sick of traditional media. You are honestly, traditional media has been just really a bunch of deplorable because you've lied to generations and generations of people. And you've lied. That's why Trump calls them fake news. This is why. When I was in high school, they were constantly putting things out in the media about how terrible Black kids were and how poorly we were doing in school, and it was so negative. It was just so negative. And I just got sick and tired of it. So I just was like, forget you in the news. It was depressing. You never had anything kind to say about Black youth back then. So honestly, why are we even shocked that you want to delete our babies? You don't want to delete us. You want us to delete our own babies. That's what's happening. You there's enough laws and governance in place where it's like we can't quite delete y'all, but we need y'all to help each other delete yourselves, right? We need each other. You know, we need we need these tethers in to come in there. We need these, you know, what um Vicky Diller calls the bones and biscuits, you know, um, the League of Mammies, you know, you see these brothers talking about, you know, why would you not? Here's another thing. These men are getting on national media talking about something. Why would you not vote for Harris? I'm a black man, and you black men have black mothers. How many of our mothers look like her? Come from her background, went to school where she went to school. And I'm not talking about Howard. Come on, can we stop playing here? Can we stop gaslighting men? Stop. And you are talking to them and talking over foundational Black American women. You're talking over us as if we have no say whatsoever. You go to your few in your circle who speak these words, but you're not talking to the masses. Why would we even listen to you? I don't trust anybody that has to go to a bunch of celebrities for endorsement to talk to me, especially when a huge talking point is, quote, I come from a middle class family. I didn't grow up rich or with millions and yada yada yada. But yet you're getting billionaires to talk to us. I mean, look at the hypocrisy in that. If you are from a middle class family, why are you not bringing middle class people up there? And then what about the people who are not middle class? Because a lot of middle class lost their status as middle class. So please just stop. We are aware of the gaslighting. We're so aware. So if you want to know why we're not listening, it's because we're so aware of the gaslighting. And we're done. This whole abortion push, you're gas. You're just gas. Now notice, I said all of this, and I didn't have to use compare the Democratic Party to the Republican Party. I didn't do any of that. I mentioned Trump's name one time. I didn't use this whole speech to say, look how deplorable you are in comparison to yada, yada, yada. I didn't do that. I didn't have to. Because I'm talking to the Democratic Party. We're not stupid. We're done with the lie. We've been hoodwinked and bamboozled over and over and over and over again. And at some point, the human mind says enough. The soul says enough. We are soul beings. So you can't play with the words anymore. You can't, you know, you can't shame us. You can't shame us. Not anymore. All of your talking points are old. All of your talking points are laid out. And quite honestly, those Black men getting up there on national TV and at these summits, you have exposed yourself. You have truly exposed yourself. And thank God that you have chosen your side, because now we know. I always see this as a good thing. Now you've shown us who you are. We believe you. We absolutely believe you. Thank you for finally getting your ass up off the fence and choosing a side, because that is the age of Aquarius. That is where we are right now. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment for, I don't know what, 50 years? So sick of the delusional age of Pisces. The delusions, the disillusion, the illusion, gaslighting. What's the other word I want to use? Oh my God, I can't even think of the phrase I want to use. Anyway, it'll come to me, but you get my point. I'm just so sick of that era. I'm really retired of it. So, no, we're saying no to the Democratic Party, and you trying to convince us. And as an older woman, yes, too late for me. But you will never be able to convince me to convince the young women in my family, daughters-in-law, whatever, to delete their babies. It's not going to happen. And let me tell you, this is going to fall back on you. This is your karma. This is your karma, and you are keeping it up like I don't know what. You are leading innocents down the path of destruction, basically. When you lead innocent people and have them commit things that's going to heap armor on themselves, you have blood on your hands. That's what I'm saying. You have a lot of blood on your hands. You might want to be careful with this message like this. So, I know I've been preachy. I know I said in my first episode that I didn't want to be preachy, but we are in this energy, and I really felt I needed to push this message out. Things will level out over the next few days, but it was just really important that I share this message with you. People don't want to hear from the Black woman. You don't want to hear from the older Black women, the older Black women, but we're not going anywhere. And I give, like I said, I give a lot of credit to my young sister, Doe Dash. Look her up. She's doing amazing things on YouTube. She's putting out great messages. And this was one of those messages. We need the voice of the older woman. I represent the older woman. And for those younger women who are done with us, you don't want to hear from us, fine. I tell you, like I tell everyone else, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. You can go on off and try and recreate the wheel if you want. I absolutely will not stop you. Not at all, baby. I will actually tell you, I wish you well. Do your thing. This is for the people who want to hear from us older women. These are the people who realize and recognize that they're trying to muffle our voice, to remove us from society. We're not going anywhere. The only reason I sat out for so long is because I needed to bide my time until Capricorn was close, until Pluto was close enough of moving out of Capricorn. So if anything, I've spent the last 16 years honing my skill, honing my messages, strengthening my voice, just so I can put these messages out here. Don't you young women let them, don't you let them deceive you into thinking that you are doing a great thing by deleting your children. Don't you do it. Please don't do it. Don't let them confuse you. Don't let them deceive you, confuse you. I'm losing my words now. Oh my God. Because I think that means I'm in my preachy mode. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them make you lie to yourself. They're clowning you. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way to you. They are people by getting us to believe, be live. If you look in the middle of the word believe, is a big fat L-I-E, lie. They're trying to get us to believe that what they are doing and saying is for our highest and best good. It's a lie. It's a flat out lie. They've been lying to us. We have the data to prove it. So yeah, don't let them hoodwink you, as Malcolm X would say, to believe that what they're saying is for your highest and best good. There is nothing that they are planning, that they are strategizing, they are saying, that they are putting in place that is for your highest and best good. I promise you that. They want to erase the foundational Black American race. That's what they want. That's what they want. It's not even just about deleting your babies. It's about deleting your entire race, our race. And let me just say this. People who are of a certain race, if you will, they don't say, there's nothing, don't get it twisted, or let's be clear. I'm not going to do something that's just going to benefit XYZ people. No, they would say, my people. No, it's one thing to say, I'm a Black woman, but when you talk, it's like, here's what I'll do for Black people. And that's your people then, right? So you're not claiming us as your people. You're just saying you're Black. Can somebody just put that out there? Can we just make that clear? I don't talk in the third person like that. Well, this is for you Black people. This is what they're doing to you. I'm Black. So the first thing I'm going to say is us. We. What happened to us and we? And all of this, rhetoric. There's no us. There's no we. It's you. So that's my message. Don't let them bamboozle and hoodwink you into believing that they are there for your highest and best good. I promise you, I was your age. And they will give you just enough, just a little, to make it seem like you belong, and you never belong. You don't belong. They don't want you around. And the older you get, the more they show it. They're allowed to show it. The moment you have a baby, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And don't have a baby and get divorced, or have a baby outside of marriage, oh no, it's an automatic wrap. Stop playing. They never do anything for your highest and best good. Only you can do what you need to do for your highest and best good. Only you. And that takes, the only way you would know that, to get them out of your head. This is what abusers do. They get all up in your head, they crawl up in there, and every time you go to think your thought, you don't even get your thoughts. It's their thought, their words, their opinions, their rhetoric. You need to get them out of your head and be able to meditate and hear what your higher self has to say to you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying get in meditation and let your higher self tell you what you need to do. But please get this media, the Democratic Party, all these people out of your head. Now you might say, well, what about the Republican Party? Get everybody out of your head and listen to your highest and best good, is what I'm saying. That's the primary message. This is about you. It's about you. Okay? So I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of humanity as a humanitarian. I do appreciate you. I send love out to you every day. So if you hear this message, please know this is coming from my heart. I had to say it. And if I say anything that was, quirky or murky, allegedly, I'll just throw that out there. I think I mentioned Planned Parenthood allegedly. But I said that was my opinion, allegedly. How many births are coming out of there that were planned? That's what I want to know. I just see women coming out of there unpregnant. Right. So, all right, beloveds, that is my message on this. I wish you well. Thank you again. Please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that. Thank you for bearing with me until I perfect, this channel, get some music going at some point. I'm just doing bit by bit until I get to where I need to go. But one day, y'all will hear this, y'all will listen, and you'll understand, you'll get it, okay? So, this is the evening. This is, we're at 6:56 Eastern Standard Time. So have a wonderful evening. May the blessings of the universe rain on you tonight. And may your day/evening shine as bright as your beautiful, beautiful smile. You will keep smiling as long as you listen to your highest and best. Love you.